Well, Emilio, welcome to Durham. How does it feel to have joined the club?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it feels great. Obviously, I've just kind of got up here last week, and yeah, all the lads have been great. Good to meet everyone. Super friendly. So yeah, obviously slightly different to down south, up in the northeast. I heard a lot about, I guess, the whole area, and yeah, getting to know the area and coming up's been great. A bit cold, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be a cope.
You've had a few days or so to settle in, get to know the group, get to know the guys, get to know the staff. What's your first impressions of Durham and in the surrounding area?
Well, yeah, like I said, lads have been great. I didn't know many of them coming in, but they've all been super welcoming. Just seems like a great bunch of lads, really close, tight-knit group. Coaches as well have been so good to me. So it's been, to be fair, better than I could have imagined. Like I said, I'd heard good things about the people up here, but everyone seems to be, good spirits and kind of fully focused on the task at hand. And then yeah, I've been in and around practice, which has been good. Facing some bowlers and getting a bit of outdoor practice, and yeah, everything's been top draw. So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing that.
We announced you were joining Durham probably about a month ago. What was it about Durham that attracted you to join the North East?
To be honest, everything really. I think that the idea of high performance and it kind of embodies that. I'm someone that wants to get better and go on and be as good as I can be, and I think the group here have shown, it's easy to talk, but all the players here and the amount of players that have either played for England or in franchise cricket or really just getting better has shown, and I think obviously something's got to be right. There seems to be a team that is hungry for more success, and obviously it being in Division 1 for me just stood out. So yeah, I think I'm not going to be alone in wanting to achieve a lot of things. I think everyone here is together in that, and I just think it's such a great club to be a part of. I'm privileged obviously to be here, and I'm looking forward to one particular next season and the next couple of years as to what I can help the team achieve.
You touched on it there. Obviously, England aspirations, obviously really key priority for you. You are only still 24. You've seen the amount of Durham players that go on to play for England. How much of a key factor was that in the decision to come and join Durham?
Massive, to be honest. I think obviously Northants was a club that I joined at 14, and I've got nothing but a lot of love for that club. But ultimately, for me, it comes down to where am I going to excel the most and what's going to help me play for England. And I felt like this decision was something that I needed to make. Not just the amount of players that get picked for England here, but just being in and around it and facing England bowlers or rubbing shoulders with players that have played Test cricket and one-day cricket, etc. That was probably the biggest decision, and I think that really has shown in the club's success in recent years. I spoke to Northie just before I signed, and he actually, I've mentioned this before, he gave me a stat of the amount of players that played for England in the last decade or two, and again, it's remarkable the amount of players that have gone through Durham and gone on to international success. And for me, that's what I'm all about, trying to go up to that next level. So yeah, I've already seen, my short stay, the intensity of practice and the way the lads go about it is super professional. So yeah.
In the England men's Test captain around, that must be nice. Have you had a chance to say hello to him?
Yeah, I met him briefly actually yesterday. He came in, I had a gym session, and yeah, I met him yesterday. I'd not actually met him before, so it was good to meet him. And yeah, again, just being around players like that, the top of the tree, and who have achieved so much in the game. For me, again, that is just what I'm all about, and learning off these players is going to help. So yeah, I think it's obviously been for me a great move.
You mentioned you've been in Northampton since you were 14. It's obviously a tough decision to make to leave your boyhood club. Why was now the right time for you to make this mark and move to Durham?
I think maybe look back a couple of years ago, and that my first kind of breakthrough year in 22. I had a good year in Div 1, and that was potentially a year where lads thought, or people thought I might leave, but I felt like I needed to do a little bit more and establish myself a little bit more, especially in obviously 4-day cricket. Last year I got injured and didn't quite have the year I wanted, and I kind of suffered a little bit from an injury which I can only blame myself, but it didn't really go as well as I wanted when I came back. And this year I feel like I've taken it to that next level in terms of performances, consistency, and most importantly helping the team with contributions. And I think this year has meant that I've kind of gone to that next level. I feel like it's time to move on and go up to that next step. Like I said, be around some high-profile players and back to Division 1. Obviously Northants were in Division 2 and couldn't get promoted, which is a shame, but I want to be someone that is facing the best of the best all the time. So I just feel like really naturally it's kind of happened in this last 18 months where I've gone from someone that's potentially got some talent and people have said potential to now starting to really put those performances together and have that consistency, and now it's time for me to go on to the next chapter.
You mentioned 2022, you had a breakthrough year. You must be fairly happy with how the season had gone so far this year. What can the Durham members expect to see from you, first of all, in the red ball game come next season?
I'd like to think, some more energy and life into the team. Not that they need any at the minute, because it looks like they've got a lot, but young, hungry, match-winning performances, hopefully with the bat. Again, my mentality shifted slightly from looking to just obviously do my job, and now it's a case of, right, what does the team need from me and how can I impact the game, whether it be with a 50 in a low-scoring game or a big 100 in the first innings. So I think, at the top of the order, where it's obviously pretty tough with the new ball in England, trying to, first and foremost, make match-winning or contributing innings in the top of the order. I'm not sure where I'll be fielding, but I've always been at the slips really, so if I can get in there and try and nerd my way in, I'll try and make a big impact in the slips. But yeah, really, I think obviously it's not just about on the pitch. Off the pitch, I'll try and keep trying to help raise standards and bring that energy into practice. I'm someone that wants to have intensity in my training, and I feel like this is the perfect place to do that.
Have you had a chance to speak to Ryan Campbell? He obviously plays a very attacking brand of cricket. How do you see yourself fitting into that attacking brand moving forward?
Yeah, well, I've not actually mentioned that, but that was another thing. I think actually more so potentially Durham looked at with me when they first showed interest in me, was the fact that I do play quite an aggressive brand of cricket. It might not be, well, I don't think it's reckless, but it's pretty positive. I'm someone that wants to play, especially against seam, put pressure back on the bowlers and look to play my shots and stuff. So I think for me this definitely suits the way I play. You've got players like Alex Lees, Ollie Robinson, Bedingham, who all play a positive brand of cricket. And I think the team is very much a team that doesn't want to kind of just stand still. They want to keep moving the game forward. How can we win? I suppose what England are doing at the minute a little bit. So I think it's from both sides. I think Durham saw that in me and I saw that in Durham, in the sense of I can't see myself going there and playing a positive brand of cricket, and if it doesn't come off, they'll go, that's the wrong thing to do. I think they're going to encourage that. And that's another part of my game, I think, trying to develop the positive side of my game against spin, cricket bowling, all of those things, and I think and Ryan and the team will help me do that. You
mentioned the likes of Alex Lees, Ollie Robinson, David Bedingham there. How nice will it be for you to come and join a group with such a strong batting lineup?
Yeah, brilliant. Again, being around lads that, Bedder's here, he's just got double, he's passed 1,000 runs yesterday, absolute run machine. Obviously Lee's one of the best openers in the country. Robbo, again, one of the best wicketkeeper batters in the country. Being around these players for me is something that I really want to be. I don't want to be, so to speak, a slightly bigger fish in a smaller pond. I really want to try and get out there and be around lads that are, doing really well. And you've got likes of Ben McKinney here as well. Another young lad who's come and started really well, and learning from maybe Lees or McKinney. All the lads that have kind of range in age groups and the way they play, I think for me is only going to help. But yeah, I think those names in particular you've just mentioned, the experience and the level they've played at, I'm going to definitely try and get what I can from them.
Let's move on to the white ball game. Where would you see you are at the moment in the white ball format?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a tricky one. I think obviously last year I played and I just started to find my feet in T20 cricket, having not played a lot. And then this year, disappointing to be, I was out for the first couple of months or 6-7 weeks or so with a broken finger. and then I didn't feature in the last few games in the Blast. So I didn't play any cricket this year, which was really frustrating and disappointing, but I see myself as someone, I've said it quite a few times, wants to achieve things in the white ball game. I think it can really help my red ball game. And like we said about that positive style of cricket, at the minute when I've played, I've been that top 3 kind of role, power play, but you know, whether Durham see me in that role or potentially slightly lower down, and they've mentioned my height and strength and using that towards the back end, I'm not sure, but someone like me is obviously wanting to play everything, and I think next year and moving on, I'm going to really try and break into that team. For now, I do see myself as that top order player, just because in the power play I naturally play shots. I think I like to play shots. It kind of means that I play my natural game and don't have to go too far away from that. And then against spin, obviously, I'm just constantly trying to get better at that. So hopefully I can break into the team next year and, again, make contributions for the Blast.
You've only played 13 T20 Blast games. That included maiden T20 50 here at Durham. Talk us through that night. Obviously a special night for you, but bad night for Northampton.
Yeah, well, I was actually, again, I wasn't meant to play. I think Vasco, he had a sore wrist and he came over, and it was pretty last minute. I got called up by Dave Willey to play. And that's been a bit of a theme in the last couple of years. It's been very much like, you know, in and out or waiting on the sidelines to play. So that game in particular was good for me because it was a good attack. I remember Wayne Parnell was playing, Ashton Turner. So to play well that game and contribute set me up for those last few games that Blast, and I then went on to play, and we didn't qualify, but I played those last few games and got a good taste of T20 cricket, which was good for me. And again, it's frustrating to not be able to go on to that next level this year, because obviously you want to get better, you need to play and experience that format, and with playing the Champa, I've not played much twos cricket in T20. But yeah, that knock gave me the confidence, I think, to know that I can, you know, obviously do it at that format. So hopefully I'll have more opportunities next year and I can contribute and keep going. 2
games left in the county championship season. There's every chance you could make your first class debut for Durham this year. Surrey and Kent are the 2 opponents, 2 teams that hold pretty special memories for you. Just recap them days.
Yeah, well, obviously next week Surrey away at the Oval. That's something a player like me always wants to, you know, be involved with. And yeah, I mean, both teams, in particular Surrey, I've actually always gone pretty well against Surrey, which has been nice. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it just gets the best out of me and the adrenaline and stuff. And bowlers tend to potentially bowl to my strengths a little bit more. I'm not sure, but and then Kent, obviously, I've got my maiden century down at Canterbury. So yeah, 2 teams that I've done well against and would like to try and continue that. Hopefully, I do play these last couple of games, but you know, if not, either way, it's been a great month or so to be in and around the team and training and getting to know the area, getting to know the lads. But yeah, I think for me in particular, that 145 against Surrey a couple of years ago now at Northampton was probably, to this day, the knock that gave me the most confidence going forward. You know, the attack of the lads like, you know, Worrell and Atkinson and Curran and Roach. As a 22-year-old up in the batting and stuff, you question sometimes, you know, can I do it against test level bowlers or that level? And to go out and play the way I did and score 100 to help the team gave me a lot of confidence moving forward. So, you know, now obviously when I face attacks like that, I know I can do it, which is always nice.
If you don't play the last 2 games, you've obviously got a winter ahead here in the North East. How much are you looking forward to pre-season and working with the likes of Cambo, Bunny, Alan Walker, Will Gibbman ahead of a big 2025 season? Yeah,
I can't wait. Again, it's the only thing I'm not looking forward to is the weather. I've heard, again, it can be brutal, but yeah, I can't wait. I think it's going to be so good for me to work around these guys. The coaches just seem full of energy, enthusiasm, intensity. So I think it'd be great for me. Whether I'm away in the winter, I'm not sure, but however long I'm here for, I will be giving it everything. And I've heard there's quite a lot of running before Christmas, which I'm not looking forward to too much, but I'm sure it'll be great. But yeah, again, I think it's an opportunity to learn off new brains and new minds and new theories and get what I can. I'm someone that tries to ask a lot of questions and filter what I can. So I'm looking forward to it a lot, and hopefully it can bring a even better 25 season.